Welcome back, everybody, to Magic 2014 with your host and, hopefully, Victor, Fwip. I will now be fighting in the single-player campaign for the chance to unlock the Sliver Hive deck. Very interesting is that slivers in this universe are apparently sentient and individualist, which is very contrasting to the slivers of old, which in my personal opinion were some of the scariest creatures in all of Magic. Oh god, do I keep this hand? Land. There's nothing good in this hand. And here it comes. I mean, it's playable, right? You go land, you go explore. Fine, okay, for the chance of being able to play explore on the second turn and actually doing something with it, that's okay. But again, after you play the explore, this deck has no hope. No, seriously, if you played Magic like when slivers were slivers, they were the scariest creatures in all of Magic. Like, absolutely frightening. Like, they would just muscle slivers, they'd all get bigger. First strike slivers, they'd all have first strike. They could fly, they could have shadow, they could be sacrificed to destroy permanents. They could all have double strike. You could tap them to regenerate. They were the scariest things ever. And then 2014 said, okay, instead of ridiculous scary slivers, we'll make them humanoid, take away some of their flavor, and only make it you control instead of all slivers. Which, well, I never heard of a tournament sliver deck, so I don't know if that successfully succeeded, whatever they were trying to do. I did that backwards. Should have done it the other way, so I'd at least gain 1 life, or 2, or whatever. I don't really have a big fan for these landfall guys, but as we've seen in my two-headed giant quest, however far you are in that, the Moldiah Chant deck does seem to be my best bet. Hello, Construct. Just a 2/2 sliver token. Didn't that also used to be called, like, Mechanical Sliver or something? Alright, well, we might as well just max out our life gain now that we can do so. No, I'm not playing a Vastwood Hydra for 2 or 5. And I'm also not going to attack. So this basically comes down to, I need to beat this deck really badly so that I can play new decks with Hannibal, specifically this deck with Hannibal, so hopefully it's actually a good one. I'm guessing it hasn't drawn the red mana it needs. Let's take one quick look at this Hydra. Okay, so takes 2 green and 4 of something, or, you know, an X of something else. Whenever it dies, my other creatures get bigger. Which is cool, but for now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, still nothing. Skip attack. I'm not entirely sure what the Sliver deck has. But besides giving everything way too much power and toughness, I don't think exactly throwing a Hydra just at them is going to help. And this is the point where I take damage. Because attacking me with a 4/4 that's just a vanilla creature is certainly nothing to destroy my 2 beasts with. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can take 4, like, twice more here, probably. Especially since I'm gaining 4 turn anyway. So I'll do a Rampant Growth because I can. There we go. And then play another land, and that's, there we go. That's already more life than I needed to have. And assuming I don't draw anything, I'll play the Crusher on my next turn, and then hopefully it'll be cut and dry. It's never cut and dry in Magic, is it? Yeah, okay. I'm assuming since the Sliver deck is possibly 4 or 5 colors, it just hasn't drawn any red mana or something. Now, here we go. The question is, if I'm gaining 4 life for every 1 land, is it worth trading 2 creatures to get rid of one of those slivers? I mean, they are just 2 mana 2/2s that make everything bigger, essentially. But if I got rid of one, the Crusher can't ever block, so I might as well gang block, get rid of a sliver. One of the pumping slivers, I think. You might not agree with me that this is a good point. Certainly it's a bonus for him. Especially considering I just drew another land. I'm going to drop Ulamog's Crusher because it's the best thing I can have in play right now. A land, and then I'm done. I actually won a limited tournament with this guy, so he's got a good place in my heart. Unless he has a removal spell. Alright, now he's going to get a mountain, probably, is my guess. Yes, okay. I'm familiar with the Sliver deck. It's more or less, a lot of... Oh, God! Well, hello, Primeval Titan. The best thing I can do with the Titan, as you know, is just get as many lands as possible out with this guy. Land. Good. Now then, that Vastwood Hydra is going to be incrementally bigger attack. And he's got to annihilate permanents, right? So there goes some forests. So now the Sliver deck is uncomparably damaged. He gang blocks with, like, everything? Which, you know what? That was probably the best thing he could do if he didn't have a removal spell, because taking Annihilator 2 every single turn is the kind of thing that removes your abilities. Like, majorly. And he's only got 3 lands now, so I can see what I'm doing here. Whatever Primeval Titan puts into play comes into play tapped. So I'm going to drop the Hydra for 10. This is what I like. Oh yeah, tap myself out and attack with the Titan, because the Titan, as you know, thins your deck out by getting you more lands. Finally, a tale of incomparable victory. I mean, I, sound like a jerk here, but I've lost a lot of matches. And to the Sliver deck, yes, I've seen it get, like, 4 slivers, and then 1 sliver that gives, like, all slivers you can... What did it even have? But it was red. It was terrible. It was disgustingly powerful. It wasn't exactly plus X for each other sliver, but... Oh, Blur Sliver, okay. Just 2-2 with haste, sure. Ooh! And this is where it's slightly unfair. Artisan of Kozilek, bring back Ulamog's Crusher. God, I like that. Because it's unfair. It doesn't have haste, mind you. And my Vastwood Hydra hasn't trample. Shock? Really? What are you going to play Shock on? The Hydra. So you could kill the Hydra if I attack with it. You do realize that killing the Hydra means ridiculous stuff, right? Because I'm totally going to attack it with the Titan, too. Pro tip. I'm pretty sure that if I was in his position, I'd kill the Primeval Titan for the amount of lands I have. And the fact that, well... that the Hydra does not have trample. Okay, so he did, in fact, kill the... I guess he just wanted to make me think he wanted to kill the Hydra. Which was silly. I'd keep a Shock in my hand for, every reason possible. But in the end, this Annihilator is just going to... Oh my god, yeah, sure, yep, Pathrazor. Let's just get all my, mono-colored guys out. And there's no reason not to attack with all. I think we've got this game pretty good. I mean, he's got white. Maybe he'll get a, second white and a Wrath of God. I mean, he has no lands. And that's why I think the Moldiah deck has the best chance of winning. Because, the kinds of blowouts it does, if they don't have removal, is absolutely unfair. He's got no permanence. Sure, drop a Firehaven Elf. There we go. So, just to have a looking here, that guy there has Annihilator 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Yep. Annihilating 7. So if he had anything, just the stupidity of... He has negative 7 permanents. And how much life again? Well, so far we're at minus 31. Acquire the Sliver Fossil. Achievement unlocked. Well, that's awesome. And we unlocked Woodhorn Behemoth. Yes! And that is the Plane of Chandelar. Got counter crazy for having a ridiculous thing. Landlord. I'm not sure what that one is. But, very good. Yeah. Sliver Fossil. After surviving the attack of the Sliver Hive, you pry the Sliver Fossil from the claws of Esnalek. Okay. Another piece in the puzzle. And we get to go to the Shards of Alera. Ooh.
Now spoke of a furred goblin Dracomancer who lived on a volcano. The goblin could scry with fire, using an enchanted gem shard. The only place I know with dragons and hairy goblins is Jund, on the plain of Alara. Find the shaman, see what he knows about Ramaz, and bring me that shard.
I don't know how we keep hearing about Ramaz if he's nowhere to be found, and my clue came directly from a defunct Sliver Hive. But that's totally cool. Sure. I'll see you next time. Let's go through some of these teeny tiny things on the way to fighting dragons. Sounds good. See you later.